Nidra is very important. It's important that you're comfortable. So when you lie down, make sure you've got everything you need. Feet mat width apart, neck nice and long, arms about 45 degrees away from the body. Palms facing upwards. Closing the eyes. And making any adjustments until you feel totally comfortable. And keeping the eyes closed throughout the practice, taking a deep breath in through the nose, fill the lungs completely, and then just let that air go. Letting go the stresses and strains of everyday life. In the practice that follows, you will not be making any movements, and you will develop a feeling of deep relaxation, like the feeling just before you fall asleep. And when the feeling of relaxation comes, deep sleep also comes. Do not worry if you fall asleep during the practice, as you may float in and out of this state. But do maintain awareness of my voice. Making a resolution now that you will maintain that awareness of my voice throughout the whole practice. During the practice of Yoga Nidra, you will be functioning on the levels of hearing and awareness. The body totally asleep, and the mind in a state of deep relaxation. The only important thing is to listen to my voice and only my voice. Do not try to intellectualize or analyze, as this will disturb the process of mental relaxation. Simply follow my voice with total attention and feeling, and if any thoughts come to disturb you from time to time, just acknowledge them and then continue to follow your breath once more. Continuing the practice and allowing yourself to become calm and steady. And now bringing a feeling of total relaxation to the whole body. Concentrating on the body and becoming aware of the importance of complete stillness. Developing the awareness from the top of the head to the tips of the toes, repeating in your mind the mantra Om. Continuing the awareness of the whole of the body, complete awareness of the whole of the body, complete stillness, complete awareness of the whole of the body. The practice of Yoga Nidra will now begin. Taking the focus to the point between the eyebrows that is called Chidakasha. Taking the focus to this dark, warm space behind the eyes. And repeat your Sankalpa 3 times. The Sankalpa is a positive statement that is something very personal to you, that you want to become or you want to achieve. You will never share the Sankalpa with a soul, as this is your resolve. The Sankalpa usually comes to you over time, But if you have not got one, you can think of a positive statement and then repeat that statement 3 times with awareness, feeling and emotion. So we now begin the rotation of consciousness, taking a trip around the body quickly and bringing a sense of awareness to each part. Repeating the part in your mind as we move around from part to part. Staying alert, but do not concentrate too intently. Becoming aware of the right side, the right hand thumb, second finger, third finger, fourth finger, fifth finger, the palm of hand, the wrist, the lower arm, the elbow, the upper arm, the shoulder, the armpit, the right of the waist, the right hip, the right thigh, the kneecap, the calf muscle, the ankle, the heel, the sole of the right foot, the top of the right foot, the big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, fifth toe. And now the left side. Become aware of the left hand thumb, the second finger, third finger, fourth finger, fifth finger. The palm of the hand, the wrist, the lower arm, the elbow, the upper arm, the shoulder, the armpit, the left of the waist, the left of the hip, the left thigh, the kneecap, the calf muscle, the ankle, the heel, the sole of the left foot, the top of the left foot, the big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, fifth toe. And then becoming aware of the back. Become aware of the right shoulder blade and the left shoulder blade, the right buttock and the left buttock, the spine and the whole of the back together. And now the front of the body, the top of the head, the forehead, both sides of the head, the right eyebrow, the left eyebrow, the space between the eyebrows, the right eyelid, the left eyelid, the right eye, the left eye, the right ear, the left ear, the right cheek, the left cheek, the right nostril, the left nostril, the nose, the tip of the nose, the upper lip, the lower lip, the chin, the throat, the right of the chest, the left of the chest, the middle of the chest, the navel, the abdomen, the whole of the front together. And now the major parts of the body, the whole of the right leg, the whole of the left leg, both legs together. And then the whole of the right arm and the whole of the left arm, both arms together. And then the whole of the front, the abdomen, the chest, the whole of the back and the front together. Be totally still. Be aware. Do not sleep. Do not move. Complete stillness. The whole body on the mat. Becoming aware of the whole body on the mat. See the body lying perfectly still on a mat in your room. And visualize this image in the mind. Becoming aware of the whole space occupied by the body. Becoming aware of the body and space. Becoming aware of the whole body on the floor and the whole body in relation to the floor. And at the same time becoming aware of the meeting points between the body and the floor. These are very subtle physical points between the body and the floor. The elbows and the floor, back of the hands and the floor, buttocks and the floor, calves and the floor, heels and the floor. Awareness of the meeting points between the body and the floor. The sensation of all the points simultaneously and evenly. Continue to feel these points clearly and distinctly. Please do not sleep. Listen only to my voice. And Now switch your attention to the eyelids. Focus on the narrow line between the eyelids. Feel the narrow line of the meeting between the upper and the lower lid. Feel the points where they meet. And intensify your awareness between the eyelids. And then the lips, centering the attention on the line between the lips, the space between the lips. And from the lips we move to the breath, becoming aware of the breath. Drawing the attention to the natural ingoing and outgoing of the breath. Feeling the flow of the breath from the throat to the belly. On inhalation, the belly rises. On exhalation, the belly falls. Follow the breath, the natural breath, in and out of the lungs. Do not try to change the rhythm. Be completely aware of the respiration. Throat to navel, navel to throat. The breathing is natural. There is no effort. Do not try to change the rhythm, just maintain the awareness of the breath. Complete awareness of the whole breath. And then concentrating the awareness on the movement of the navel area with the breath. Concentrating on the navel movements. The navel is rising and falling slightly with every breath. With each and every breath expanding and relaxing. Concentrate on the synchronization of this movement and your breath. And now starting to count backwards from 54 to 1. In your own time and with your own breath. Saying in your mind as you inhale, 54, navel rising, 54, navel falling, 53, navel rising, 53, navel falling, 52, navel rising, 52, navel falling, and so on. Saying the words and the numbers to yourself as you count your breath. Being sure not to make a mistake. If you do, you must go back to 54 and start again. Go back to 54 with total awareness that you are counting backwards, all the way from 54 to 1. Complete awareness, no mistakes. backwards from 54, navel rising, 54, navel falling, 53, navel rising, 53, navel falling, and so on, all the way from 54 to 1. No mistakes. Be totally aware. The tide rises, the tide falls. The twilight darkens, the curly calls. Along the sea sands, damp and brown, the traveller hastens toward the town. And the tide rises, and the tide falls. Darkness settles on roofs and walls, but the sea in darkness calls. The little waves with their soft white hands efface the footprints from the sands. And the tide rises, and the tide falls. The morning breaks, the steeds in their stalls stamp and neigh as the hostler calls. The day returns, but nevermore returns the traveller to the shore. And the tide rises, and the tide falls. And now stop the counting, leaving the breathing, and focusing on sensations in the body. Awakening the sensation of heaviness in the body. A feeling of heaviness throughout the whole of the body. Complete stillness, complete heaviness. Becoming aware of heaviness in every single part of the body. With every exhalation, feeling heavier and heavier. So heavy the body seems to be sinking into the floor. Become aware of the heaviness throughout the whole body. And then awakening a feeling of lightness in the body. A sensation of lightness and weightlessness in all parts of the body. With every inhalation, your body feeling light, so light that it seems to be floating away from the mat. Being aware of the feeling of lightness throughout the whole of the body. And now withdrawing the mind and concentrating on the space in front of the closed eyes. Focusing on the space between the eyebrows that is called Chidakasha. Imagining before you a transparent screen through which you can see infinite space. Becoming aware of any phenomena that manifests. Concentrating on the dark space that extends as far as the eyes can see. The body no longer a limit, the space infinite. Continue the awareness of this space, but do not concentrate too intently. Just observe. Be detached. Be aware. Should thoughts occur, let them come and let them go. But continue to watch the darkness, the warm, friendly darkness, with detachment and awareness. So we now move on to visualization and imagining yourself in a park in the early morning. The sun rising, the park is calm and peaceful. You're walking across the cool grass with the bare feet, listening to the birds singing their call as they welcome the new day. In the gardens there are flowers, roses, many colours. Blues, reds, purples, oranges. You smell the fragrance and see the early morning dewdrops on their petals as the sun gets higher and warmer. Nearby to the rose garden there is a fish pond. Golden fish swim in and out amongst the water lilies. Stand and watch their graceful movements for a moment before you continue walking. There is a clearing between the trees, beautiful trees. Trees full of leaves and wide spreading branches. Walking through clearing, you see a small temple with an aura of light around it from the rays of the sun that shines. You go to the door and inside it is cool and dark until you step inside and you can see the sunlight falling on the walls where there are many beautiful pictures. You sit down on the floor and close your eyes, becoming quite still. And a sense of deep peace and harmony envelops you as the sounds outside fade into the distance. You continue your awareness of meditation inside the temple. Staying there for some time, letting your mind flow freely until peace and harmony pervade. And now bringing the awareness back to the Chitta Kasha. Bringing the awareness back to the dark space behind the eyebrows and looking deep inside the space, watching the darkness that you see before you very carefully with detachment. Not becoming involved, just observe and rest the mind. If any subtle phenomena manifests, maybe colours or patterns, simply note them and continue to observe with awareness. As thoughts occur, let them come and let them go, but continue to watch with a detachment. And now it is time to recall your sankalpa. Focusing on the point between the eyebrows that is called Chidakasha. Focusing on this dark warm space behind the eyes. And repeat the sankalpa 3 times with awareness, feeling and emotion. And now relaxing your efforts and becoming aware of the breath. Becoming aware of the natural breath. Becoming aware of the whole body and the breath together. Becoming aware of the whole body lying on the floor and the whole body in relation to the floor. Developing an awareness of your physical existence, becoming aware of your arms, legs and body lying stretched on the floor. And becoming aware of the meeting points between the body and the floor. Keeping the eyes closed, developing an awareness of the room, the walls, the ceiling, noises inside and outside of the room. Becoming aware of the whole body from the top of the head to the tips of the toes. Repeating in your mind the mantra Becoming aware of the floor and your position on the floor. Keeping the eyes gently closed, visualizing the room around you. Becoming aware of the surroundings and lying quietly with the eyes closed. Starting to breathe a little deeper, breathing fresh prana into the lungs. With every inhale, breathing in a little deeper, feeling that fresh energy start to flow around the body. And when you are ready, starting to move the fingers, the hands, the toes. But do not rush, as there is no need to rush. Just when you are ready, making gentle movements, maybe taking a stretch. Maybe drawing your knees into your chest, wrapping your arms around your knees. Rocking gently sideways a few times, maybe rolling over onto your right hand side. And just lying there in that fetal position just for a few breaths. And then when you are ready, with the help of your left hand, pushing yourselves up to a comfortable seated position. Sitting with your hands in prayer and your eyes closed. Relaxing the face. The practice of Yoga Nidra is now complete. So we finish this session with a single Om. Please join in if you wish, or listen or hum it to yourselves. Inhaling to chant. Om. And taking the hands to the third eye. Namaste. There we go. Thank you very much, everyone, for coming to Yoga Nidra, and for those of you who came to yoga as well. Take it easy. Have a nice rest of the evening. And see you all again soon. Maybe tomorrow morning at 7:30 for Vinyasa. Thanks a lot. Take care. Bye-bye. Thank you. See you, Julia. That's nice. That was Julia.
Is that the first time she's been?
Yeah.
That's really I'm pleased.
I wonder if it was her mother's funeral today.
That was last week.
Oh, was it? Oh, okay.
Isn't that what Sue said?
Was it? Oh, I'm not sure. So it hasn't been a good day.